All right. So before we get into this Bitcoin analysis using the Trend Pro strategy, let me just quickly circle back to a post we made about a week ago on March 8th. Just came back from a vacation, as some of you know. And, I saw this opportunity on the Aussie Swiss as I was looking at the chart. So, for those familiar with the Trend Pro indicator and the signal strategy, essentially, the yellow bars, I treat them as scale in opportunities, right? So, for example, an earlier entry would be somewhere here or even earlier. So that's why we have this red, trailing stop line going on here. But if you get, just happen to look at the charts and see a continuous bearish or a bullish pattern, whichever the trend is going, um, the yellow bars, if you can see the yellow filling here of this red candle, are usually what I call scale in opportunity. So if you want to double down on a trade or try to ride a certain down or uptrend, then that's the time to sort of start looking at the opportunity. So anyway, just to quickly recap this trade, we were looking at about an 8.2 uh, reward to risk return, meaning this red line here, that's our stop loss. And this whole green area here is our, target reward, right? So essentially, this green area is 8.2 times the size of this. So if your risk here was 2%, then you would have made 2 times 8.2, which is about 16% on this trade. So again, Trend Pro gives the signals, but you can, of course, as you become more seasoned and experienced in the markets, you can tweak it to your liking, reduce the risk. You don't have to strictly follow the stops here. If you have the discipline and you have the awareness on when to or not to take trades, right? So in this case, if you just keep on playing this, you can see that we very well met the target here, right? We hit the 8.2 reward mark and actually went even further. So if we go to the charts here and have a look at how we trailed here on the live charts, right? So the entry was around here. Let me just do a short position right about here. And we were actually, doing um, discerning trailing stops based on price action. Okay, so essentially we trailed up to this point right here. Yeah, so eventually we ended up with about, let me move this a bit higher. Yeah, this is pretty good return, about a 10R return before price reversed, and it's going up. um, There was a buy signal here again, but quickly stopped out. I don't usually take reverse signals on the same pair. So usually after a trade like this, I stay away from the charts. Leave it, leave a certain pair for at least a week before considering any future signals. Anyway, so that's our 10R trade on the Aussie Swiss. Now for today's topic is a Trend Pro example using, of course, the infamous Bitcoin. So here, this is using, I will show you an example as well on the difference between using the different settings on Trend Pro, right? So if I were on the high setting right now, I would get a signal here around March 14th at 12 o'clock UTC time. But what the signal I followed was using the moderate setting, which only produced the signal a couple hours ago, right? Right here, March 19th, 4 o'clock. So, many ways to skin the cat, as they say. Um, Personally, I prefer the moderate setting, but there are times when you're looking for opportunities, and if price action you're looking at the higher time frames, sort of makes sense, then you might want to take the higher risk appetite option, which will give you signals earlier and more frequently than the moderate setting, right? So quickly, let's do some quick price action analysis here on Bitcoin. So obviously, it's found a level here at around 15,500, right? It's found some level of support here because of this candle yesterday, clearly breaking out this, um, I wouldn't say it's a weak resistance zone, but it's not as strong as, like the bottoms we've witnessed in the past, like this area here, right? But clearly, this candle here, is sort of justifying that this whole area here is a support. Okay, so and that's why Trend Pro recognized it as a resistance zone automatically. By the way, so if we go down, I'm on the weekly chart. By the way, let's go down to the daily and have a look. So daily, the reason why Trend Pro triggered the signal was that there was supporting price action of a semblance of a reversal, again breaking through this resistance zone here, which it has validated. And if we go further down into the 1 hour chart, that's when we see all these signals coming up, right? So it's actually coming from an exit from a bearish push, right, on the high setting. And actually, if you look at this, the returns aren't so great on this bearish position. It's decent, but not great. We're actually looking for high reward to risk opportunities. Let me turn off my magnet first. Sorry about that. There you go. If we would have trailed maybe here. It's about just a 2 hour trade. Not bad, but not excellent, right? So now we have a signal here, and again, I'm usually on the moderate setting, so I'm not really a fan of this with a wide stop, right? So if we trail, this is about point 0.45, or if you went with the sort of suggested, it's too wide really. It's about zero point 0.3, right? Similar to the real-time stats that we are looking at here. So instead, what I like to cover is the signal on the moderate setting. Okay, and again, please take all your trades at your own risk. This is not financial advice. And what I'm trying to teach is, fundamentals of trading, risk management, discipline, not over trading, and all of that. And I truly believe that this kind of signal strategy or the other strategies here on TradingView helps a lot, right? As long as you use a level of discipline and risk management as always. So here, if we take this, let me just tighten this. You can use this candle as a support because there's some buying pressure here. But you can also use this, intermediate level around this point as your stop, just to tighten it a bit, because it was from this point that price was able to break this temporary ceiling right here, right? So meaning there's some significance in this price action down here. So if we use that as our stop, you know, currently based on the price would still be, mm, you know, negative reward to risk, but it's tighter. And if we're looking at an upside, let's look at the weekly chart again. Yeah, maybe an intermediate target is, somewhere around this area. There's some selling pressure down here. So yeah, not really great. Maybe a 2 hour return. But you never know. If price continues to break this level, for example, I'm pretty sure it's gonna extend maybe 5 6 hour. That would be a good, um, you know, at least trailing targets. And ultimately, if you can get back to the 60K levels, that would be fantastic for this trade, right? Inversely, again, risk management very important. I know there are some who have tried, this strategy, it didn't work out for them. Again, I keep telling you guys, it's really about risk management, right? You can use all the signals you want. If you don't have good risk management, you're gonna blow your account away. Okay, so now if price, you know, does this thing which it loves to do, right? So we're here right now, and it might break out even, and then shoot back down here, take our stop. Then it is what it is, right? So from there, we just take the loss about 1.5 to 2% and call it a day, right? We wait for the next signal. But this is what I'm looking at right now. Bitcoin. Other cryptos are trending as well, but I tend to stick with the Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Binance Coin. Those would relatively um, smaller fees because they're more mainstream, right? But if you look at the other pairs, I think there are some pretty bullish movements. Yeah, Solana is one, though no signal yet on Trend Pro. Um, Link, no signal as well. Ethereum, but yeah, they're all playing around some key resistance areas. It's pretty interesting what's happening to crypto. Um, So again, we're traders, and we're not really investors. So we are in Bitcoin for the short term, and we'll see if we can perhaps hit a 4, 5, 6 hour return on this move right here. So yeah, let's check back in a few days, win or loss. Let's try to analyze what happened, right, in a couple of days. That's about it for now. Hope you learned something. If you like it, follow me on TradingView, Exponential X, and like this content on YouTube as well. Would love to hear your comments. See you around.